So when the time had come for that debt to be repaid, I gladly volunteered to go in my father's place, for it was to be but a short period of time, and I would be back with my loved ones. But it was not to be. For you see, the one that I was loaned to, he chose to sell me off to those who would sell me to the pale-faced, lipless ghost with the thin lips and the brown teeth and the stringy hair and the horrible breath. For you see, as children, we thought they were just legends. We did not believe that they were real, but it became a nightmare in the daytime. We would be taken, 53 of us from our village. We would be shackled together, and we would be marched for many, many moons until we would reach the land before the big river. As we were marched, I would see a beautiful vessel, and it had beautiful flapping cloth. But soon my fascination would turn to terror, for as they pushed us aboard, they treated us as if we were less than human. There we were shoved into darkness, and as we were pushed down below, there was a stench that would make you lose your breath. There were those who were chained to this side and that side, and there were those in the middle who were stacked atop of each other. And where you lay is where you relieved yourself. There were many who looked like me, but they were not me. They could not speak the same tongue, but yet we all knew that we were headed to a destination that could not fare well for any of us. There were large rats and large cats. There were those who would cry out in hysterics, and those who had the opportunity, they would jump over, for they would not want to draw into a destiny of uncertainty. Why, women, they were kept in cages for their unnatural purposes, and when they were done with the women, they would push those cages over. There was a sound that I would remember. That sound of crying and moaning, and the sounds of people dying and people just wanting to go back to their homes. And soon after being aboard this vessel for many moons, we were put onto another vessel called Amistad. And there the treatment was no different. We were shoved down into darkness, and we were treated the same. We were forced aboard to exercise because we had to look like we were sellable commodity. And if we did not exercise according to their weight, they would beat us. And then they would take the hot liquid from that pot, and they would put it into our open flesh because we had to look as sellable commodity. We had to look intact and whole. We could not speak their language either, but we also knew that we were still headed for that uncertain destiny. Why, Elders Singbe and Grabu and others, they would protect us children. They would keep us safe. But one day, the cook, he would make a motion that would let them know that we were for sure in uncertain danger. They would make this motion. And when they did this, that is when the elders decided that something had to be done. Now, the elders from our village, they were master blacksmiths. They could work those chains. And so, Elder Singbe would undo those chains, and they would quietly loosen themselves. And when those who were to guard us would come down, they would get rid of them one by one. And soon they would take over this vessel, and they would make them sail us back into the direction of the sun, for that is where our home was. But at night, because of their deception, they would take it in the other direction, and for many moons we would zigzag up and down the big river, until soon the United States Navy would intervene. It was said that it was reported that there were pirates who had taken over a ship, but in reality, it was the elders who had taken over the vessel because they wanted to take us back home. And so when Captain Gagney boarded this vessel, instead of bringing it into New York where slavery had been outlawed, he would bring it into Connecticut where salvaging rights were the law. He was going to sell off not only all of whatever was there, but he was hoping to sell off us as well to make a fortune. So we were taken into the jail, and there is where we were kept. But as children, we were taken to the jailers' home where they treated us as if we were their slaves. They were not kind at all. The elders were left behind. They would give us clothing that our skin were not accustomed to. That wool, it would irritate our sensitive skin, but yet it would become our harsh elements of this environment. There would be those who would come. They would pay a fee to see us, to watch us in a cell, as if we were caged animals. The jailer would make a hefty sum. But then one day, a gentleman by the name of Dwight James, he would befriend the captains of this vessel, or so they thought. And as they bragged to him about how we were not really their slaves on their sugar plantation in Cuba, but that they had bought us from our home, he would go back and he would tell that story to those who would listen. For there were those who did not believe in slavery, who did not believe that we should be treated less than humans. And because of his bravery, our story would begin to be told. There would be Mr. Tappan, he would come to visit, and then there would be a professor, Josiah Gibbs. He would come and he would learn to speak our language by counting from 1 to 10 in Mindy. And then he would go down to the very docks and he would repeat those numbers from sun up to sundown until a blackjack would hear his tongue spoken. He would get permission to leave his ship. He would go and ask him, "How do you know how to speak my language?" And he told them our story. He told them that we needed a voice, that our story needed to be told. And so I agreed, and I would come back and I would tell their story. And there we finally had a voice. Finally, people would know that we were not slaves on some plantation in Cuba, but that we were taken captive from our homeland. But still, there were those who said that we were property because the captains, Montez and Ruiz, said that we belonged to them. And so it would be a great debate. Were we property or were we free people? There would actually be a trial to determine whether we could go free. Now, while we remained as children in the jailer's home and the elders remained behind, there would be a trial. There would be a time where they could say we were or we were not. And when that trial took place, why the judge, because a few years earlier had decided against Brutus Crandall, it was all for certain that he would say we were slaves and that we were property. But he did not. He said that we were to be a free people. I remember the first time I walked into that courtroom there in the old State House. You see, I was afraid. I was crying. I did not understand the tongue that was being spoken. But Mr. Tappan, he took me by my hand and he assured me that I would be okay. He even gave me an apple to eat. And as I sat there, I could not understand what was being said. But the second time, I had learned enough that I could understand that they were trying to determine what our future would be. Now, we were told that we were no longer going to be in the jailer's house, that we would go into Farmington, Connecticut to stay with the missionaries there. I was afraid to go because they said that they would eat us, that the ghosts would treat us like slaves, and that if we did not obey, they would eat us. So I cried and I did not wish to go. But Mr. Tappan assured me that I would be okay. And so into Farmington I would go. And I would wait to hear what would lie ahead for us. And soon, when that judge said that we were a free people, that we could go home, we were happy. But because it was an election year, President Van Buren decided that we could not be free, that our story needed to go to the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. Why, it was such a big thing that, why, even the Queen of Spain got involved. She said that we were their property. We had become an international incident. All we wanted was to go home. Then there was John Quincy Adams. He, much older in years, he did not wish to take on such a case. He believed that we should be a free people, but he did not wish to get involved to that level, for he had done his time. He had done his service to the community. He had offered to be a counsel, to advise, but that was not good enough. We needed him, and soon he would agree. So he and Roger Sherman Baldwin, they would be the ones who would represent us. And Elder Singbad, he would have Kali write a letter to them to read